Fires and Magic. Chapter 32, Lunar Landing. 19. Yeah, we certainly have been doing a lot in order to get ready for that big day, haven't we? Gathered in the throne room were 5 of Equestria's top authority figures. They sat at a round table with their gazes on the crystal ball at the center of them. Shining armor powered the orb with his magic and memories, allowing Celestia, Luna, Cadence, and Twilight to watch the battle between Queen Sombra and Spire Maiden in its entirety. This meeting started nearly an hour ago, but it remained discreet, known only by those in attendance. Sombra's tendril wrapped around Pierre's body, lifted him from the ground, and whipped him high in the air until he crashed into the force field surrounding the temple, sending violent tremors coursing through the magical protection. Twilight slammed her eyes shut, cringing sharply at the sight. However, Spider-Man shrugged off the blow, free-falling back to flight. Cadence nodded, biting her lip. He's so resilient. Leaving into the air. Oh god. Please, don't tell me it's Leaping into the air with his legs pulled to his chest, Spider-Man thrust his lower hose forward and delivered a vicious double kick to the side of Sombra's face. The force of the impact sent the Black Stallion careening through the stone walls of the temple. He was vain, sent it to another point of battle. With the swiftest of maneuvers, Spider-Man dodged every attack each statue threw in his direction. But upon reaching the last, the stallion retaliated with an overhead strike, shattering the rocket to pieces. Oh god, it is! It's a character shell tide! This raw power, Luna declared, unable to suppress her awe within her voice. Increase Tamats. That image dissolved like the one before it, morphing to reveal another moment in the fight. Stunned from the light of the miniature crystal heart, Sombra staggered and fell to a kneeling position. Before Spider-Man could follow with a counter-strike, the Black Stallion commanded his tendril to lift shining armor in its grasp and throw the prince over a perilous drop into the surrounding black void. Pierre skidded to a halt inches from Sombra, and dove over the edge in pursuit of a free fall. Wrapping his toes around the large Stallion's waist, Spider-Man placed shining armor over his shoulder before landing perfectly onto the nearest stone platform. Twilight felt her heart skip a beat, prompting the mare to place her hoof over her chest. Though she was asked by Princess Celestia to attend this meeting for professional reasons, the young Alicorn wanted to learn what Shining and Pierre had to deal with on a personal level. Her brother and cult friend were thrust into severe danger. Twilight only found out about their situation well after the fact. It frightened her, watching Pierre save Shining Armor's life multiple times through the playback. She could have lost her big brother, but Twilight felt a sense of relief. Pierre was truly as heroic as she believed. The emphasis within the crystal ball changed once more, revealing the climax of the battle. Twilight's eyes widened as Spider-Man dove into the tornado Sombra generated, dodging every obstacle that came into his way. Inhaling deeply, Twilight edged closer to the crystal ball, resisting the urge to strangle the image of her cult friend. That's just so reckless! Finally, the finale of the battle appeared in the crystal ball. After striking Sombra down soundly with a stone column, Spider-Man offered the dark entity mercy. Luna, Cadence, and Twilight's mouths fell agape at the gesture. Princess Celestia merely closed her eyes and lowered her head. Surprisingly, Sombra, while declining Spider-Man's offer of mercy, yielded and respectfully acknowledged the younger stallion's strength. Once Sombra's dark essence vanished into the crystal part in Pierre's grasp, the enchanted ended, wiping away all images from the crystal ball. He has a pure heart, a noble spirit. Hard to believe Pierre's only a year older than Twilight. Shining Armor says the magic faded from his horn. Princess Celestia nodded, her opening her bright violet irises. I believe Pierre has the perfect credentials in which we seek. Sharing a glance with her younger sister, gave an affirming nod. Princess Celestia promptly stood for the round table. I believe it is time we test him further. Princess Celestia! Shining blurted out, shaking his head disapprovingly. Once aware, he actually yelled. The stallion nervously placed his hoof over his mouth, cleared his throat. With all due respect, I believe this trial may be too much. Pierre surely doesn't stand a chance against... Have you forgotten, Sayama? Luna started, standing stiflingly from her seat. The combined might of my sister and I to take down Sombra while wielding the full powers of the elements of harmony. And Peter did it on his own. Again! It was never stated... I didn't see no elements in that flashback. That was Celestia and Luna on their own. They don't use the elements of harmony for every scenario. I know he's ready. Closing her eyes, the outer corner of the moon turned softly on her hoof and proceeded to make her way for the exit. Send the gods fetch him, shining armor. Inform the entire guard not to interfere. Instruct them to gather witnesses as well. I shall be waiting in the courtyard. Before any pony could respond, Ludenfest appeared in a bright flash of light. Slyshod, Shining turned to the other princesses in the room, namely his wife and sister. In the room, but they simply stood, deciding to follow Luna, albeit more sedately. Are you two going to let this happen? Shining asked, holding his hoof out. Peter will get crushed! Keen's placed her hoof over her husband's. From what we just saw, I believe Peter's chances are better than we realize. You see the White Stallion face his sister. Twilight, say something! Twilight simply nodded. I have faith in Peter. Shining rolled his eyes. You're just saying that because you love him. Taking back, Twilight sees flustered and saying pink. No, I'm not! She glanced off to the side. Well, yes, I actually am. Partly anyway. Twilight pointed her hoof occasionally at the stallion's muzzle. It's called being supportive. Maybe you should try it? Hopeless. These girls were completely hopeless. Well, they are girls, after all. Shining wondered what effect Peter had on others to earn such favor from the bears around him. But with a shrug of his shoulders, the prince yielded, knowing that an argument was fruitless, especially when wife and sister joined together. Understood. I'll notify the guards to escort you to Peter to the courtyard, he hesitantly said, breaking away from the group. I'll rendezvous with you shortly. As Celestia raised her hoof and placed it over her beloved son's shoulder. Best if you gather your friends. They'll no doubt want to see how things unfold. The diarch of the day's wise widened a state and realization. Where did you leave the cutie mark crusaders? I'm fairly sure I received some more damage reports instigated by those fillies than any foes in history in Equestria. Sighing, Princess Celestia rolled her eyes. Please tell me there's somewhere secluded in the castle. Twilight giggled nervously, understanding her teacher's paranoia. I trusted Honed Edge with watching the girls, but I wouldn't be surprised if they were somewhere near Pierre. Once he got to the side, she hesitated, frowning at realization. Then again, if Pierre's still in the archives, then I doubt they want to stay around here for so long. This place is big! Fancy blurted out, her voice echoing throughout the hallway. Crimson remained full, following closely behind her group, pausing to take in as many sights as possible. Thanks again for letting me come along. I always wanted to see what the castle was like on the inside. I also wanted more of a role than just one season, but hey. Skula waved her hoof dismissively, grinning. No problem, Babs. Princess Luna is our friend, and she told us we could come by any time. Trying ahead, spraying the gap between herself and the others until she reached a large double door. Tilting her head to the side, Skulu raised her brow. What's in this room? Bessie quickly joined her side, and Sweetbell followed shortly after. Skipping to their position, all three fillies stared at the door questioningly before shifting their gaze to the armor-clad guide. It was slow to catch up. Even further behind, with her bright orange gaze focused on the ground, was Applebloom, who remained unusually quiet for the duration of the day. Her mind raced, attempting to hold back the information she uncovered weeks ago. The foal's chest ached, her heart struggling to hold it in for much longer. There was only one pony Applebloom wanted to talk to in all the world, but it was nearly impossible to do so alone due to countless circumstances. Yet the filly remained patient, knowing her chance would arrive sooner or later. I'll take sooner or later, ain't I? Applebloom grumbled inwardly, irritated with the situation. Oh, of course it's a stallion! You're to Applebloom, Honed Edge repeated, this time louder than the last. Applebloom shook her head, snapping herself back to reality. Once the yellow foal forced herself to smile, the heavily armored stallion opened the door, filling a room with innumerable bookshelves scattered throughout the vicinity. This is the archives room, where Princess Celestia and Princess Luna keep most of the important books regarding Equestria's history. The three foals stared at it while the guard with mobile fulfillment, prompting Honed Edge to exhale. It's their personal library. Honed Edge sighed in her right. He knew why Princess Twilight chose him for the task of watching the little ones. Being the oldest out of a household of sisters, so the opposite of Lincoln Loud then, Honed Edge was always great with fillies. He was asked to watch the Crusaders on the grounds that Pinkie Pie's short attention span would be problematic, especially when the castle was filled with priceless valuables. Houndhead gulped. Valuables Princess Luna would be most upset over something should happen to them, but the guard felt more comfortable with her visible anger than Princess Celestia's silent disappointment. No pony in Equestria wanted to disappoint their beloved ruler, at least Houndhead didn't. Those despondent, guilt-inducing eyes of the ruler of the sun could be worse than Princess Luna's most tenuous fury. He didn't even have to say anything. Ed practically felt guilty just thinking about it. So far, Houndhead had managed to distract the fools with tales of his job. He made sure to tell them all the fun facts, not the gory ones. That sufficed for the most part. But the girls were curious about everything. He asked about the job, the castle, what was forbidden, what Princess Luna did in her spare time. No pony knew that answer, really. What Houndhead did in his spare time, when he wasn't fulfilling his duties as a Carolot guard. Even then, he had to avoid the exact details, as the girls were far too young to hear some of that stuff. For now, he held the library would brighten their erratic minds. Babs, Seed, and Sleepy shared an equal look of amazement, concurring with the eager nods respectively. But Scootaloo was not impressed, evident by her exasperated expression and frustrated groan.
Why would you sell us a library? That's so boring!
Scootaloo exhaled, rolling her eyes and folding her hose. Houndhead, tugging her back, chuckled nervously. Hey now, never hurts to read. It can be fun and enlightening at the same time. Reaching over, the stallion pulled a book from the closest shelf. He held it out for the girls to see. The cover revealed a black-maned, violet-eyed mare swinging on a vine, smirking as he avoided snakes and griffins. Did you know Princess Luna is a fan of Daring Do? Scootaloo remained stone-faced, undeterred by the guard's enthusiasm. The only other two foals were paying attention stared at the stallion. The large, glossy, befuddled gaze did not help it smooth away the awkwardness of the situation. This was for an outlet. Houndhead's eyes frantically searched around the room, winding once he spotted something of interest on the table on the far side of the area. You should follow that pony's example, Stonehead said, pointing to the stallion. He seems to find reading fun. Although the pony's back was turned, its attention remained absolutely fixed on the book and his hooves. The girls were quick to recognize its unkempt, acorn-colored mane, matching tail, and blank flank. Their expressions brightened, sparkles gleaming in their eyes, smiles grinning from ear to ear. Sleepy bounced in place, small spurts of crackling air escaping from her horn with each leap, and within seconds he bolted across the room with her hose extended and cheeks burning into a shade of crimson.
Oh, that's so cute!
The tiny unicorn squeaked, cueing the other crusaders to follow her lead. Abubu's ears perked at her name. Once the filly found the stallion to allude to, a faint smile prods on her face. She politely trotted past Houndhead, joining her friends in the archives.
Player?
She called out quietly, her pony intuition sensing a golden opportunity approaching. Despite all this, Pierre remained oblivious, his sight not having left the scrolls of text in his grasp.
Fascinating,
he mumbled. The crystal in the catacombs of the Carolot had the ability to repel magic. It seems only the precise frequency of magical energy can cancel out the crystal's effect, but the size can vary and alter the outcome. Pierre smiled as he felt the cogs of his brain turning. I'd love to take a sample of these crystals and analyze them further so I can. A small familiar tingle coursed through the stallion's cranium, interrupting his train of thought. Pierre slowly turned, preparing to see what triggered his sixth sense for danger. What? At the same moment, Sleepy dove into Pierre, wrapping her hose around his neck. But the force of the impact was minimal, falling to even free the book from the stallion's grasp. Stealing a glance at the bright lavender mane, Pierre used one hook to return Sleepy's embrace. Once Babs was inches from his position, a welcoming smile on her freckling face, Stan placed the book down and patted the fall on the head affectionately. Babs giggled in response, or a cheeky grin for Pierre in response. As annoying as the Crusaders were at times, it was impossible for Pierre not to love the girls immensely.
Crusaders! I almost forgot you girls are at the castle,
Pierre said, instinctively sliding his hoof under Sleepy's flank to support her weight. Stallion rolled his eyes, but managed to smile. This had grown to become a normal interaction between the two. Scootaloo joined the others, choosing to keep her distance since she wasn't the touchy type. Abubu quietly made her way behind Babs' seat. Maintaining her silence, Pierre raised her brows as the thought occurred.
What made you girls go to the library? Are you going to join me for some recreational reading?
Before Babs and Sleek could hope to respond, Scootaloo shook her head madly.
No way! In fact, we were just leaving.
With a strained effort, the young Pegasus managed to pry Sleepy from Pierre's neck, less than a lavender unicorn's chagrin. Babs, staring a smile at the Crusader's leader, simply shrugged and followed the pair, marching past Honez with Sweetbell in tow. Skulu left the room in a huff.
We finally get to see the inside of the castle, and I am not wasting my time in the library.
The three foes hastily proceeded to make their way down the hallway, and Honez wiped the sweat from his brow before reaching out fruitlessly towards the fleeing fillies.
Hey, slow down!
Bringing himself to pursue the community of the group, Guard paused, noticing one of the fillies was missing. Guard's pink bow poked out from behind Pierre, giving away her precision.
Come along, Apple Bloom.
Phil hesitantly stepped from her precision, inwardly wishing she had gone unnoticed by the guard's keen eye. Her health was dwindling away again. There was hope. All she had to do was ask a simple question. Emily pressed her host nervously, unaware her odd behavior was clearly visible by the ponies he desperately wanted to speak to. Pierre, having nonchalantly resumed his reading, sat with a furrowed brow, but he lowered the book, placing himself over Apple Bloom's shoulder, before smiling at Honez. Pierre grinned, and the young Gamera's eyes widened.
Don't worry about Apple Bloom. I'll gladly watch over her.
However, her shock quickly dissipated, and Apple Bloom nodded eagerly. This may be her only chance. Pierre shrugged, shifting his gaze back to the book.
I'm nearly finished here for the day. Once we're done, I'll take Apple Bloom back to her sister.
He pointed at the open door behind the armor-clad stallion.
You probably don't want to lose sight of the girls, though.
One's sights wide open, prompting the guard to shift his sights back to the hallway.
Okay, take care!
He hastily replied. I seen the Crusaders near what appeared to be the glass chambers. You could practically hear the fire alarms already. Closing and locking the door behind him, Honez bolted at the girls, leaving poor Apple Bloom under Pierre's care. But it was too slow. By the distant sound of glass shattering reached the ears of the library. Honez's cries were also heard.
By the stars, no!
Poor guy. Better him than me.
Pierre chuckled, before placing a bookmark in between his set pages. After closing the book, he gently slid his hose underneath Apple Bloom's limbs, lifted it full with the utmost care, placing her in the available space next to his seat. She grew hot as Pierre offered a consoling smile.
What's wrong, Apple Bloom? It's not like you to be so down.
Apple Bloom felt genuine warmth exuding from Pierre, but that was quite normal for the young stallion. Ever since the first day they met, the stallion had always treated them with those around him with decency, and his friends, including Apple Bloom, only got the best out of him, perhaps to a fault. However, there was still enough that needed to be said on her part. Apple Bloom felt her heartbeat increase rapidly, nervousness setting in whenever she contemplated opening mouth. Her eyes began to hurt, memories of the past few weeks rippling away her emotions. Sometimes she acted like her sister and told the truth. Apple Bloom bit her lip. Her soon lump down her throat will swell. The young mare stood up on top of her seat and clumsily climbed the table, taking a seat next to the book Pierre was reading. Apple Bloom remained silent, knowing she could only delay the inevitable for so long. Only inches apart, she found herself staring into the hazel gaze that hastily awaited her confession.
Pierre,
Apple Bloom whispered, feeling her voice fall into a choke. But she shook her head, unable to hold back any longer.
I know you're Spider-Man.
Well, Apple Bloom, if this was the Ultimate Universe, then this wouldn't be news because apparently in the Ultimates verse, Spider-Man revealed his secret identity every 5 seconds. Wide-eyed and side-shot, Pierre's expression said it all. He debated for several moments whether the fool's words were truth or false accusations. Pierre's mind groaned, recalling that several equestrians knew his identity already. Yet there were only 2 mares that learned on their own accord. The first being Sakura and the other being Trixie. It's certainly possible Apple Bloom was telling the truth, but Pierre couldn't help but wonder how the fool accomplished that. Out of all the Crusaders, Apple Bloom had the most common sense. No doubt Trixie's heir to her big sister, and was deceptively intelligent, especially for her age. Perhaps he stumbled upon the costume of his backpack during a Cutie Mark meeting. A similar circumstance that allowed Tracy to find out Pierre's secret. Or maybe Applejack spilled the beans on the grounds of her sisterhood obligations. Pierre shrugged. No matter how Apple Bloom found out, she was visibly upset. The best thing he could do for her was talk to her problem.
How long have you known?
He simply asked, not wanting to further upset the foal. Apple Bloom pressed her hose over her eyes several times, desperately wanting to wipe her face clean.
All for your weeks now. I saw how much you go out of your way to keep your secret. That's why I waited so long to tell you. I want to make sure we could be alone.
Pierre raised his brow. How did you find out?
Well,
Apple Bloom inhaled before continuing rather rapidly.
I never knew I could fight a dragon, so I thought maybe that some probably moved into the fields around the time, and I said it's probably filled census records several times, and I found out that there was a new resident living with Twilight Sparkle, and not too long after I met you and put you to pieces together, like how you and Spider-Man and the Unicorn Stallion, and has the same color tails. Plus, I picked it in your backpack and saw you crossing while you weren't looking.
Seagull.
You mind, Mike?
No, but Peter trailed off. I was struggling to take in the information, and I was quickly given nearly a one. We could join sentence. Everyone's explanation was surprisingly simple. The equestrian was short on male ponies, females having outnumbered him 5 to 1, hallelujah. It was fairly obvious that Spider-Man wasn't a Pegasus nor an Earth pony thanks to the pointy appendage on his forehead. Finally, there was his brown silky tail. There was nothing unusual about it, but with the process of elimination, it was a clear, visible hint. Peter nodded, knowing there was nothing he could do to deny the girl's accusation. Applebum was but more intelligent as he led on. That was the understatement of the century for Peter now. You're pretty sharp, kid. The stallion tilted his head to the side. Is that why you're crying? He glanced on his side, pencil pain in Felix's eyes. Are you scared of me? Rational conclusions are us. Applebum shook her head defiantly.
Well, I'll be afraid of you. You're my hero. You're always helping everybody you see rarely.
The mayor's shoulders trembled profusely. A sigh of rapidly dismissed nerve. Soon tears rolled down her cheeks and sniffles degraded steadily in volume.
You're like Rarity when I almost got her killed.
Your sigh softened. Applebloom. It was her eventually. Gently brushing away the girl's tears over his hoof.
You remember the file?
She sniffed, falling to Peter's gaze.
We were having our sleepover at Rarity's that night. Rarity's fine until we heard some noises outside. Rarity told us to stay in the kitchen while she checked things out. I wanted to see what was going on, but there weren't any windows nearby. I snuck upstairs while Sleepbell's school weren't looking. Suddenly there was a loud bang, and the whole building shook. I stumbled and hit my head pretty hard.
Peter furrowed a frown. The dragon was huge, probably inside the building. Applebloom was silent for a moment.
When I came to, I saw the room was on fire. And Rarity was right there with me. She told me she managed to get the others out of the house before the fire spread quickly. But that means Rarity was safe. She came back for me.
Choking between her sobs, Applebloom pressed on, leaning her cheek against Peter's hoof for support.
She shielded me from the fire as we made our way back downstairs, but...
Let it out, kiddo, Peter said calmly. Applebloom finally managed to make eye contact with Peter, her expression heavily with guilt.
Fire the ceiling came down on us. It happened so fast. Rarity threw me out the closest window before everything came in around her. You understand?
Her foundation fell. Applebloom lost all sense of control, collapsing Hank's heel in frustration.
It weren't for you. Rarity would have died. Sleepbell would have lost her sister. It's all my fault. Oh my.
Is this technically a retcon? She managed to restrain her emotions through quiet sniffles and soft whimpers at first. But they quickly escalated to high-pitched bawling and pained sobs. At the same moment, Applebloom felt a wave of heat wash over her. Opening her eyes, the foal found Peter hovering over her, with his hooves wrapped around her tiny frame. She quickly returned the embrace, burying her face to his chest. There was only a small attempt to comfort in Peter's eyes. Applebloom felt nothing but a dying love. Despite the emotions she felt for the stallion in a few weeks.
You were there for Rarity. You were there for Sakura. You helped Princess Luna.
Applebloom started against Peter's chest, her hot breath warming his coat immensely. She shifted in his hooves, not wanting to separate from the stallion's embrace, until her orange eyes came into contact with Peter's hazel ones. Her tears continued to fall, while Applebloom managed to smile, sending an alien sensation coursing through the stallion's chest.
I just wanted to let you know how much that means, Mike. I can't thank you for everything you've done, player.
He sounded the right words, but any response Peter might have found died in his throat. Simple emotion from a girl who carried so much weight. Staggered one who could lift, hold, and throw several times with ease. Applewoman's ears fell once she spotted an abnormality. Peter's expression was filled with pain. Tears just came to corner over his eyes. You were gentle and beautiful, but that's only by the quivering smile the stallion bore. Applebloom wanted to embrace Peter tightly and not let go. Both stallions continued to hug each other, allowing their tears to speak on their behalf. Am I the only one who notices that it seems like Peter's crying at the drop of a hat? What? I'm always doubting myself, Applebloom, Peter said, cursing his instability. and his smile grew. But it feels great knowing there's somebody ready to back me up. Like Trixie, those other hanger-on that nobody cares about. Maybe he was a complete failure after all. And you, Apple Bloom, thanks. It means a lot to hear that. Apple Bloom sniffed as she stared to Stradley in the eye.
You're just like Applejack. I could always tell something's always on your mind. You never like to talk about your problems, even when it hurts you to keep up balled up. But you're always ready to help others. You spend nothing in return.
Apple Bloom poked Peter gently in the head, chest with a huff. She shook her head sadly.
She always works to hide how much pain she's in. You need to stay with your mask, knowing we can't see your pain that way. Well, I see you all the time without your mask. And I want to know how I love you. And I don't want to see you say it anymore.
Peter continued to sit, cradling the fall, as the walls of melancholy returned, giving birth to a familiar sensation he hadn't felt for quite some time. He had debated yesterday whether Peter Parker was special, worth anything to the average eye. Trixie and Twilight were quick to tell him how much he meant to them respectively. Deep down, Peter hated himself and how his insecurities constantly seeped out, but his friends were always there to bring him back up. Now Apple Bloom was making her stand, praising Peter for the deeds he had done. This appreciation felt like different, since he hadn't experienced Equestria until now. Apple Bloom told him she loved him, but it wasn't the same word Twilight told him regularly. No, this was genuine, yet different. Part of Peter begged to disregard this idea, feeling the little girl shouldn't place that level of love and trust in him. But he dared not attempt such a thing. Breaking a child's heart was not an option. It was love. He wanted to give it back in full. Apple Bloom adjusted her weight, wrapping her hose around Pierre's neck, prompting his dying to tighten his embrace. The full nodded, brushing her cheek against Pierre's.
I'm sorry. I don't know how it's like you, but
Apple Bloom shook her head about, cheeks flushing.
I thought I had an idea, but
Pierre nuzzled the girl closer, stressing her with blissful affection. What you said means more than anything.
is you?
She paused. Now her question was a sense of one.
Who's somebody's special?
Those ignited something in Pierre. Before his time in Equestria, it would have been anger or frustration gnawing away on his side. Now, especially when his friends were comforting him about it, Pierre only felt sorrow and guilt. It's a classic tale, told many times, but never had he revealed this past to somebody as young as Apple Bloom. Pierre cringed. He had to practice some restraint, sensing some of the graphic details may have been too much for the foal's innocent mind. Pierre shook his head, a pained smile on his lips. Yeah, I lost my uncle. I did something stupid and it cost him his life. His voice became choked. Uncle Ben was the closest thing I had to a father. He tried to tell me something important, and I threw it into his face. Didn't even get a chance to apologize to him. Apple Bloom's ears fell sadly to the side. Pierre's eyes were dimmed, but his smile remained intact. That's why I wear the mask. I want to make my uncle proud. Let him know I was listening. Pierre closed his eyes. I'm sorry. Apple Bloom blinked at the tales he heard.
Applejack lost Mom and Papa the same way.
Her voice fairly felt an audible whisper as her eyes swelled up again. It was worse than she thought. Pierre and Applejack went through similar events. They both had ways to hide their grief. Placing her hose on Pierre's shoulder, Apple Bloom pointed out with bitter lip, knowing what she had to do.
Do you have any family left here?
Hey, care to tell me more about the whole Applejack thing, or are we gonna wait a few chapters for that? No. Well, that's my answer, Pierre said bluntly, averting his gaze away from Apple Bloom. My aunt and uncle were the only family I had, and they're both gone now. Well, what's true? It's like you ever see Aunt May again. No, he was trapped in another world altogether.
Your family? I won't say that again.
Apple Bloom asked, eyes widening as she tightened her grip on the stallion's neck. Orange shudder passed her by as he thought about her solution. She was in love with Pierre. That was a fact, and she could openly admit that. I hope you mean like a sister. The sensations he felt was like expanding inside her, so it desperately needed to be expelled. He harbored these feelings for two others, and now Apple Bloom wanted to express it to another.
Since you don't have any family, how about I adopt you as my big brother? You're an honorary apple player, like I'm the family.
This is so sweet. Peter's eyes widened. The acquaintance students continued to surprise him. He offered him friendship, forming the strongest bonds he'd ever forged. Like even love, severing the walls between their two worlds. Now, Applebloom was offering Pierre something only Punko Ben and Aunt May ever gave him on Earth. A familiar bond. Pausing to fold with a gentle smile on his face, Pierre nestled his head against Applebloom's. Not caring that a fresh array of tears fell from his eyes. However, he allowed these feelings to surface and kissed the fold gently on the cheek, first resuming his hug. I really like that, he said, his voice dry and growing raw. I tried not to let you down, too. Applebloom tilted her head slightly so she could see Pierre's face.
Thank you, player, but
She trailed off, wrapping a hoof around the front of his chest.
you could never let me down, even if you tried.
The physical contact filled Applebloom with a warmth, a snug sense of safety. Suddenly felt like she couldn't hold Pierre hard enough, and so she could just squeeze him tight and never let go.
Emily, you're my hero and my big brother now.
Pierre returned her smiling gaze and nodded. Yeah, you're right. He paused, grinning. Sis. Spectators steadily filled the outer edge of the courtyard, consisting mostly of the castle's guards, as well as a few nobles trickling in from around the premises. Shining Armor, Princess Celestia, Cadence, and Twilight stood together on the balcony, whilst their gazes fixed on Luna, weighing the potential of the arrival of a certain stallion. Lined up around the balcony's railings were Twilight's friends and the Crusaders. Sadly, Honed's presence was needed elsewhere, as the remains of the glass chambers weren't going to sleep themselves. Oh, is this going to be like that one story where Twilight and Luna have a really cool epic duel between each other and Twilight really shows off what she could do? Oh, wait, sorry, I forgot what fic I was reading. My apologies. Shining Armor shook his head, frowning disdainfully. This is such a bad idea. See, Twilight rolled her eyes as she leaned over the balcony's railing.
He can do this, Shining. I know he can.
Spike poked Twilight's hoof for what seemed to be the 10th time in the past few minutes. So what's going on, Twilight? Why does Princess Luna want to see Spider-Man? Glad in the corner, Twilight groaned at the baby dragon's redundant questioning.
Can't tell you, Spike. You'll just have to wait and see.
Kozak shook her head and raised her brow, ignoring the series of irritating groans and moans that escaped from half of the group. On, y'all. Whatever's going on must be pretty big. We'll be heard to wait a bit longer. She calmly suggested, earning an affirming nod from Rarity.
Precisely. So can you please all act like adults?
Rarity haughtily laughed. Although her tone masked down a subtle demand.
We all in the presence of Princess Celestia after all.
Trixie nodded, keeping a fair distance from the group.
Adults, tell that to the pink one.
Violet irises remained staring in the courtyard, particularly the Moon Princess.
Besides, considering we're all being asked to keep our distance, the situation may be more serious than we think. Do you concur?
Trixie hesitated, minding her manners.
Princess Sparkle.
Twilight's eyes widened, but quickly softened. Oh, I'm sorry, was Trixie supposed to be formal with that? I'm sorry. I just have a hard time believing Trixie would be so nice to Princess Sparkle, where she was so big, so arrogant, so full of herself. She would say that as snarkily as she could.
Trixie, we're friends. You don't have to be formal with me. I wasn't.
She said honestly, prompting Magician to a weakly nod, and following a faint visible smile from her face. Tapping her hoof against the floor slightly. Twilight shuffled for a moment, vague answers in her mind. Teaching her thoughts direct responses for a moment. After a few moments, Twilight felt a decent answer to Trixie's question.
Well, Trixie, or actually...
Can you believe it? Asked a voice from behind, unknowingly cutting off Twilight. Everybody in the balcony turned and questioned a sound found Pierre accompanied by Applebloom with his hoof raised questioningly. I tried to take Applebloom to the courtyard, and there was guards won't let us anywhere near it. So at first I thought you girls were having the best pool party and forgot to invite us. The stallion shrugged. So what's going on?
Pierre!
Twilight happily called out, making her way to her position. Once inches apart, the stallion greeted the man with a cheeky grin. Suddenly Twilight had grown to adore more than she could ever thought possible. She wanted to kiss him badly, but her professor said forbade it, sensing a tense public display of respect amongst her friends and peers hardly seemed appropriate. Besides, there was an important matter of hoof, and Twilight didn't want to leave any lingering distractions in the stallion's mind.
We're just waiting for Spider-Man.
Princess Luna has urgent matters to speak with him about in the courtyard. She paused, making firm eye contact with Pierre, delivering precise emphasis. He should be arriving any moment now. Pierre scratched the back of his head, furrowing his brow. Really? Must be important. Apple Bloom forcefully cleared her throat, bringing Pierre's side gaze underneath the full stood.
Hey, please, where's that book you're reading?
She smiled as he hopped to place.
I want to know more about those pretty crystals you're studying.
Apple Bloom's eyes widened like she realized something before important.
Don't tell me you looked in the library.
She pulled it out so gently.
You should go grab it before Spider-Man shows up.
He had only been adopted for nearly 30 minutes, and Apple Bloom was already hard at work as a supportive little sister. Peter placed himself over the foal's head, nuzzling her mane. Good idea, kiddo, he said, before shifting his gaze to Twilight. Though the accent was brief, Peter's lips curled in a sweet smile. To him else, this appeared to be a simple grin. But the princess sparkled. It was a visible, yet cleverly concealed I love you from her stallion. Twilight's cheeks flushed a shade of pink as he returned to smile with one of her own, having earned his desired reaction from the mayor. Peter quickly made his exit. I'll be right back. Apple Bloom quickly joined up with the Crusaders, who quickly grew ecstatic at the news of Spider-Man arriving shortly. Twilight took the available space between her teacher and sister-in-law, leaning over the railing. He knew now that the event would unfold soon enough. Hush whispers escaped from Twilight's circle of friends, all pondering what the Princess of the Moon would want with Spider-Man. However, Albusac's mind was centered on the conversation of the matter. The blonde stood over Emerald Iris' locked on her little sister. It was pretty convenient how Apple Bloom asked for a favor like that. Furrow, furrow. Too convenient for my comfort. Applejack continued to study her siblings' movements. It was early that morning. Apple Bloom seemed depressed about something, but now her demeanor was the exact opposite. There were several possibilities behind this drastic change, but Applejack's intuition kept pointing to the stallion her sister had come in with. Heart nearly stopped the distinct thought. Apple Bloom, do you know who really... There he is, Trixie calmly called out from behind, interrupting Applejack's thought process. The others reacted, all taking a spot around the balcony's railing. Shaking her head, the blonde cow pointing exhaled before trotting back over to Trixie's position. The magician acknowledged her presence and brief glance quietly stepped aside, giving the former a spot to witness the spectacle. Trixie striked forward.
What could this possibly be about?
I don't know, Trixie, Applejack simply replied, shaking her head while Spider-Man squeaked across the open air of the courtyard, before flipping from his webbing, landing several hooflings from Princess Luna. As the stallion closed the gap between himself and the Alicord, Applejack lowered her head to shield her eyes from the bright sun overhead. I think we're about to find out. Princess Luna's eyes opened, shifting to the costume stallion. Oh, Spider-Man. Valse is my color. Thank you. She screamed coolly, standing from her seat. Spider-Man shook his head, waved his nonchalantly. Don't mention it, he muttered, pausing to shift his hand throughout the scans of reality. Nobility's pile of staff, all alike watching from a distance, but none were within the courtyard. Even the guards gave him space, staying on the outsides of the courtyard. As he head to the side, the stallion faced the princess with unnerved curiosity. So, is there trouble? Of a sort. With one mighty flap of her dark wings, she sprang from the sky, her glowing with the darkness. Her amplified voice choked the walls of the courtyard, pulling gasps of fright from the audience. Fight me, Travida! Show me your worth! Wait, what? Spider-Man blurted out, having to duck underneath a bolt of darkness that might have taken his head off. He peeked up, finding another beam holding in his position, but Peter's spider sense blared wildly, prompting the stallion to flip out of the way. Although he avoided the dark energy, it exploded upon the impact of the ground, creating a shockwave that sent Spider-Man flying into the air, but he recovered, managed to burst himself on the side of the wall. Spider-Man shook his head frantically. Luna, what are you doing? His question was thoroughly ignored, as several bolts of energy were fired at his position, forcing the stallion to leap from wall into a web swing. Tremors coursed throughout the castle. Multiple explosions roared across the airways. Spectators from the outside quickly gathered along the edge of the courtyard, joining the Karen-locked guards who watched the event as well-kept ponies from ducking inside. In a matter of minutes, hundreds surrounded the outer edges of the courtyard, clamored wildly at the spectacle behind the clear, magical barrier.
What in the world?
Verity exclaimed, no losing her balance in the first shockwave.
Why is the princess attacking him?
It's a test, Celestia politely replied, earning baffled expressions from a majority of every pony on the balcony. Nice, he continued. Do not worry. The guards were informed of the situation. They'll assert the damages are held within the courtyard. The entire area shook, causing every pony to stagger in place. When Princess Celestia stood firmly through the quake and earned her attention back to the courtyard. We simply wish to test Spider-Man in combat.
Princess Celestia!
Rainbow Dash called out, flying over to her position.
Don't get me wrong, Spidey's a tough pony, but Princess Luna will mop the floor with him.
Genuine concern poured from the mayor's voice, whether she knew it or not. Princess Celestia did not defer her attention away from the courtyard. Her carelessly guard pony ducked, dodged, weaved, and slid around the barriers of rapidly dozen fire shots from the dark alicorn. Much to Rainbow's dismay, the alicorn's lips curled into a smile before turning back into a face of frown conversation.
Rainbow does. Spider-Man's more than capable of holding his own.
She responded, cueing every pony, including the Pegasus, to shift their cases back to the duel. Her brow furrowed at realization.
After all, my sister has failed to lay a single blow so far.
Peter jumped backwards, landing on one hoof. He pushed himself to the ground, maneuvering to a flip. The moment the stallion landed, a beam pierced through the wind at great velocity. Spider-Man swerved to the side, holding his ground. Luna grated her teeth in anger, sending a vast amount of concentrated frustration into her horn. "Oh, thou coward!" she howled, as she landed on the other side of the clearing, stopping her hoof to the ground. "Fight back! Okay, look, can we turn down the hostility and talk? Because I'm under the impression I did something to upset you," Spider-Man suggested. Maybe so dismissively. "If that's the case, how about I bake you a cake instead of policy? If you're not in the sweets, maybe I can," contorting his body at the last second to dodge several beams simultaneously. Spider-Man found his pleas set court again. At this point, Peter found his paces rapidly declining. "For crying out loud, I don't want to fight you!" "Pity. Then allow me to change your mind, Spider-Man." Luna scoffed, disappearing in a flash and repeating inches behind Spider-Man, horn overflowing with dark energy. Fortunately, before Luna could follow through with her unintended attack, Spider-Man instinctively reacted to his fire sense, was went to overdrive the instant the Moon Princess disappeared. But through a swift, violent mute kick, Luna couldn't help but brace herself as Peter so smashed her forehead. Impact sent to a massive whiplash, her head flying backwards until her skull crashed into the ground, shattering the stone as it hit. Luna's momentum carried her further, until her body careened for several yards into the fountain and cracked the stone. The eerie silence fell over the castle as broken pieces of marble from the fountain fell over Luna's still form. The guards and spectators murmured amongst themselves in shock, only for the voices to pick up in volume once it was clear Princess Luna was indeed rendered unconscious. Meanwhile, on the balcony, Shining Armor's jaw nearly fell to the floor. "What just happened?" Twice's glassy eyes were wide as saucers. The mayor shook her head, leaning further against the railing.
"He just defeated Princess Luna."
She paused, allowing her senses to recollect themselves. "In one strike!" She felt her chest tighten as her gaze clumsily fell back to the Costa Stallion.
"Peter, that was amazing."
There must be a mistake.
Shining's comment drew their gazes at every point on the balcony was the extensive Princess Celestia. "A lucky shot! It had to be a lucky shot! No way Spider-Man could defeat Luna in one hit!"
That's what I'm saying.
Twice sharply turned, firing her brother's accusation. But before she could defend Spider-Man's actions, Celestia spread her wings and hovered in the air.
"It's not true, Shining Armor. My sister was overzealous. She underestimated an opponent and proved its worth time and again."
She calmly said, before facing her niece with a warm smile.
"Kids, would you bring Princess Luna here and tend to her wounds?"
Keynes blinked for a moment, snapped to her senses and dutifully nodded.
"Yes, Auntie."
A bright flash, the pink alicorn disappeared from sight, reappearing over Luna's body. Keynes placed her hoof around Luna, uttering a slurred glow response. Quick flash of light, both alicorns vanished and quickly returned to the balcony. Not wasting any time, Keynes lowered her horn, transferring its energy into Princess Luna, and as the healing proceeded, she stole again to Princess Celestia, simply nodded before leaping out the balcony and descending in a graceful slide. A luminous light spread throughout the courtyard, brightening immensely as the alicorn neared the ground. Spider-Man threw his hose over his eyes, shielding them from what appeared to be the sun itself. Slowly but surely, the light faded, retreating back into Celestia's body. The spectators grew restless, yet maintained their silence, all for the sake of respecting their beloved ruler. Spider-Man swallowed roughly as Celestia's stern gaze fell on him. "I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to hurt Luna. I just—" trailed off, lowering his head shamefully to the alicorn, who stood near 3 times his own height. "Reacted. Please don't execute me." Fire was added swiftly, as the expecting sense of punishment.
"Do not apologize, my friend,"
Celestia warmly said, bearing a smile to match.
"My sister has always been evasive and headstrong. She wanted to challenge you to contact. I only wish she politely asked you this instead of attacking you from the jump start."
Tilting his head to the side, Spider-Man stammered about, "So I'm not in trouble?" Celestia shook her head.
"Not at all."
She closed her eyes.
"My sister underestimated you. I assure you I will not make that mistake."
You have earned my respect. Princess Celestia's violet eyes opened, and the Alicorn slid one of her hind hooves back and straightened her posture. Her horn glowed, and for a short half to glaive, and what appeared compressed flame materialized before her, as if it was pulled from somewhere else. Meet Ignis Solaris, my most trusted blade. Beautiful, isn't it? Yeah, but not as beautiful as Zenith. Gracefully curvy, painfully sharp blade took up nearly half of the weapon's 7-foot length. Its back edge jagged and sharp, looking like scattering weaponry it clashed against. The blade terminated at a wiggly, keen point. It could probably skewer any monster upon unlucky to enough to carry first hoof with Lilish. From end to end, the armament was carved with gracefully swirling spirals of whirling runes reminiscent of the fire it was composed of. The entirety of the thing promised swift death to all who stood against it. Here was the instrument of destruction a bit nervously. Lady Alicorn Princess held herself, as well as the way she casually swung a weapon about in calm, graceful arcs, told him she wouldn't be nearly as easy to deal with as her sister was. He thought he could manage, but he wouldn't stir until he tried. Celestia spread her wings, eyes flashing with solar fire. I challenge you as my sister did, to prove your mettle against me. Do you accept? Pierre surged his opponent, knowing the ease which he offered her talents. Celestia and Luna were complete opposites, and Luna simply asked him, would have happily obliged. Instead, Pierre had to knock his friend out over her irrationality. However, Celestia was far more polite. Opportunity to spar without having to worry about his life or others being put into jeopardy. Standing his high hooves, Spider-Man lowered his body to a defensive stance. Yeah! Let's go!